Today we will be reacting to an expedited Buy Me a Coffee request. This one is brought to us by our friend Randy. Hello, Randy. Thank you very, very much for this request because what he requested is in fact more Petr Sarancha. The song is called Lanigiro and this is 2.0. Is there a 1.0? Is there another version? I don't know, but I'm just happy to dive into this one because I cannot get enough of this guy. I'm obsessed, I gotta tell you. Taking a look at the description real quick. Uploaded 2 years ago and it's got 1 million views. Good for you, my friend. What an achievement that I'm sure he does all the time, honestly. Incredible. Remember, guys, what you see here is no substitution for the original artist and their content. So be sure to check out Petra's official YouTube channel. Click on all his videos, expand the description, click on all the links. It's the best free way to support independent artists such as him. So can't wait to dive in. How we will do it is the first watch. I'll pause it twice to give you some thoughts and commentary, but then I promise if you stick around, the second watch, we'll do the entire thing nonstop all the way through. I can't wait because I'm always so astounded by this man's talent. So thank you very, very much for being here and welcome back to Abigail Reacts.
View discretion is advised. Levels of hype, chaos, and good vibes may exceed normal limits. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the show.
We going straight in.
Okay, guys, friendly reminder, I do all of my reactions completely blind and on the first and only take. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Here we go. Setting the tempo. Ooh. Oh, those are so cool. How does he put those little echoes on those drips? I don't even know if those are drips. You hear the do, 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 do. I don't know how else to describe it. They're not drips. I don't know how to describe half the sounds that he makes. But the way that he puts these little echoes on them is so intriguing to me. I have no idea how he does it. I know that sometimes he watches these reactions and I know sometimes he laughs at me because I always say the same thing. I don't know how he does it. I just know that he's really, really good at what he does. Everything with the beatboxing. Dude, I've seen his Instagram. I've seen his shorts where everybody's like, dude, it's fake. It's all fake. And then he'll be like, oh, it's fake. And he will just straight up do it completely a cappella. No nothing, no mic, no nothing. And people still think that somehow he's fake. But I love this. You know, so far, this has such a really fun, playful, bouncy beatbox feel. You know, he's adding these little clicks and these little the bass hits, the rhythmic pops, the drips that I don't know how to describe. I love how he's taking all of these electronic sounding textures and making it feel way fuller than like one person should be able to make it feel. And yet here he is doing it right here. I think what's really cool early on so far, and only not even a minute, right? It just feels, I love how clean the groove feels. Like even though it's all vocal sounds, it still kind of has that dance track kind of movement where you can feel the rhythm, you know, starting to pull everything forward, and we've only just begun. And that always intrigues me. That always makes me smile. That always makes me excited because I know that we're only getting started. So let's go ahead and hear a little bit more. Again, I promise we're going to hear the whole thing nonstop. It's only a 3-minute track, right? Not even 2.5. I love these short ones because they go by so fast and they always make me smile from ear to ear, and I'm always so surprised. But then before I know it, it's done. I'm like, no, again. So I always end up having to play it again nonstop. And luckily, Petr Sarancha is very friendly with reactors, so he allows us to listen to his music nonstop without having to worry about that dreaded copyright BS that we can't stand. Thank you, in other words, for allowing us to do that and to allow me to share with my audience your talent. So let me go back here 5 seconds, as I always do between pauses, just to make sure we don't miss a thing. Let's hear a little bit more. I'll only stop it one more time before we do the nonstop view, okay? But I need to hear more. Let's keep going. Hey! I want to know how you're doing those echoes. These fills are crazy. Are we in a club? Let me stop it there for my second one. My goodness, that went by so fast. I am really starting to notice the layering and not layering. Is that the best word to use? I feel like the layering maybe and switching really become fun to watch in this part because I don't know if layering is the best word to use, but it just sounds like he's moving between different between these different beatboxing sounds, right? Almost as if they're different parts of the track, which again is crazy to think about because it's one man, one mouth, right? But one moment, I feel like it feels like it has percussion and then bass and then all of these little effects or fills. It's really, really interesting. I would describe this as like to me it has like an electronic dance groove, because to me if I picture when I listen to this one and I immerse myself a little bit too much, I feel like he's given it that clubby kind of rhythmic bounce while still keeping it human and live. You know, I think his control is one of the most impressive parts of his beatboxing because the timing, especially with all the little effects and the fills that he does, the timing has to be super, super tight because if one sound lands just a little bit off or a little bit weird, the whole groove can fall apart. So you're really about timing and keeping that rhythm going. He keeps it moving like he's controlling a full beatbox machine with his voice. And I just find that so impressive. I find it so interesting that I can't name or refer to specific sounds that he makes because I'm just kind of like, how do I describe that? I think the dude is a machine. And when I was talking about layering earlier, what I mean to say is that it sounds like it's more than one person doing so many different things. Not that there's actually different layers, but in a sense there is in the way that he switches between like if I visualize it, the way he's switching between, you know, keeping the rhythm here, comes up here to add this, you know, it kind of comes off as layers, but we know it's all him. And that's just what's so mind boggling about beatboxers in general. But I really do think there's something special about Petr Sarancha. So very, very interesting. Let's go ahead and play it to the end now. That was my second and final pause. Let's see how he chooses to end this. And then we're going to play the whole thing nonstop. The second watch, I might look down and take some notes on anything I might have missed. I might not. I'm just so intrigued. I don't know how to write half the things that he does anyway. So I just kind of want to watch. We'll see. We'll see what we do. I don't know. Maybe I'll write something down. For now, let's go ahead and go back 5 seconds as we do, and we'll play it out until the end, and then we'll play it all nonstop. Let's go. I love those ooh, ooh sounds. Ooh, because they're melodic. Whoa! Kind of sounds glitchy. How does he do that? I gotta stop saying that. I gotta stop asking, how does he do it? I know I say that a lot, but it's because how many reactions have I done to Petr Sarancha that I still am just so astounded? It's the talent. I can't help myself. I don't even realize that I'm saying that because it's just him and his talent. So in that segment, in the ending there, I felt that the longer we went on into the song, into that part, it just felt more and more like he's turning beatboxing into this full arrangement. You know, you're hearing rhythm and the bass and these little glitchy sounds that he was throwing in towards just that last segment there. I don't think he did that prior to that part. But the quick switches that he was adding in, making it feel like the track is changing shape while he's literally performing it live. It is just such an incredible talent. And I love the choice he made in arranging that towards the end there. So obviously, this is beatboxing, so it's not really about singing in the traditional sense, right? But it's definitely more about this vocal sound design and how he chooses to use his mouth to create sounds like the drums and the bass and the electronic production, the little glitches, everything that we were hearing, but all at once and layered in a way that is so perfectly timed that is just mind-boggling to me. You know, I think what makes this fun is that it still feels musical. You know, it's not just throwing random sounds or tricks at you. You know, he's actually keeping the time, keeping a groove, adding personality as we go, and then making it feel you know, like an actual beatboxing version of a song. So it's just him and what he does and his craft and his talent. And I can't get enough of it. So let's go ahead, listen to the whole thing nonstop. I might take some notes, I might not. I just want to listen to it nonstop. Here we go. So cool. Hey. Chicka, chicka, chicka. That little pause. Electronic-y. I don't know. I don't know how he does what he does, but I know I like it. That's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. Now, look, I did start to take a couple notes towards the end there, just to point out some of my favorite things. One of my favorite things is in the beginning is actually how well in tune and pitch his notes were with the beatboxing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The way that he was actually emphasizing the pitch on the melody of those notes. It was actually really on point. You know, he was actually very well in pitch considering everything that he's doing. And again, very impressive. So I noticed that I always am going to talk about the drips, even though I don't think that's the best way to describe them. I think you know what I'm talking about because the echo on them drives me nuts and I don't know. I'm not gonna say that again. Never mind, I am not gonna say that again. There's a little pause between probably after my second pause. Yeah, when I pause the video, he does a little pause right before moving into, I guess, the outro of the song, which I really like because it caused just a little delay that kind of left me hanging, like, what's he gonna do? I liked that anticipation, that choice, because he actually goes from looking this way more to directly at you, and I was like, yeah, time to finish the song. So I liked how he did that, where he was actually performing a very simple set, just a lavender background behind him, nothing crazy. Which is good because it allows me to focus on him and his mouth and all his talent and what he's doing, which I still can't explain how, but I know I like it. I think one of my favorite sound effects that he did, besides the drip drip thing that I know is not a drip drip thing, would be he did a quick little, it sounded like a turntable and it was like so quick, just the way that he threw it in there as a filler maybe. And then how quickly he was able to get out of it and back into the groove of the song perfectly in time. That's what I wrote down. Towards the end there, he got a little bit more of an electronic groove vibe towards the end, which again, I thoroughly enjoyed. I would watch that a third time. And you know what? I'm sure he would let me is the thing, but it's okay. I'm not going to drive you guys nuts by saying the same stuff over and over again, wondering how he does what he does. So instead, I'm going to watch it a couple more times on my own and just enjoy it in the privacy of my home here. So thank you very, very much to Randy for this request. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon link as well as the Discord link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye.